Hi everyone, my name is piterpakulski. Today we'll continue building financial model of a rent calculator for your business ideas. So at the previous videos we set up the parameters for the rent. We set up when we start operating activity of our business idea. Then we placed the rent expenses inside the timeline. Then we specified the investment plan expenses. Then we put these investment plan expenses inside the timeline before we start operating activity. And today it's time to start talking about the revenue generating algorithm. So today we will start describing the revenues. So first of all, let's imagine that we have let's say 5 types of customers. They will be different in average check, in direct expenses per average check. They will be different by the life cycle of this or that customer type. So if you find this video valuable, you may like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. You can also order financial models from scratch for your unique business ideas. We can help you with that. So let's start building the algorithm. So first of all, let's describe our customer types. So we will have 5 types of customers. So these will be the inputs. So we color all inputs with the blue color, which goes with all our inputs. The unique inputs like this. So these are the inputs to make us work with financial model easily to find the inputs. So this is very important to have a unique color for all the inputs through the whole financial model that you are creating. So here we can name different types of customers. Then so this is the new block of input. Then customer type. Then first of all on off. So first what we need to create some switch on and off buttons to play with scenarios. So when we will finish financial model, when we get the cash flow statement, see the payback period diagram, we, for example, may face the necessity to switch on and off this or that customer type to see what will be the performance of your business idea. If we are too optimistic with, for example, customer number 5, and we would like to know what will happen with our cash flow if we switch off this type of customer. So if we are too optimistic with any assumptions regarding this or that customer type, we can just simply switch this customer type off and see the performance of your business idea and see how stable your project is. So here we just create the on-off library, on off. For here I will be using data validation. We're going to the top, use these as a source, going back. So these cells are also inputs, so we color them with blue. Then we have to explain Microsoft Excel. So if we put here on, then we just have to assign here a 1, and if we put here off, here will be 0, just to multiply all the cash flows, inflows and outflows from this customer on 1 or 0 to make it switch on and off. So if this equals to on, I'm freezing this cell. Then we are placing here 1, otherwise 0. So if we switch it off, here will be 0, on, 1. So then average check. So here we will be just describing the average check per one customer, per one purchase. So for example $20, for example 20, 40, 60, 80 and 100, for example. So these are the inputs. I'm coloring them with blue. Then for example, I want to play with coefficient for check for I would like to create a system of coefficients for scenario play. So as usually later when we will create the cash flow statement, when we will see the cash balance at the end of this period, that period, when we'll see the net present value, internal rate of return, we may want not only switch on and off different customers, but we also may want to for example adjust these values, saying what will happen to the project if we decrease this average check on, for example 20, 30%, 50%, or we increase the average check on or decrease. So we will use a system, we will use a coefficient for average check. So the basic value of this coefficient will be the 100%. Average check final, average check final. So what I will do, I will multiply this value on this value and on this value. So how it works? So for example, I just wanna see what will be the performance of the business if I decrease the customer type number 1 average check and take only 80% of its basic value. So this will be $16. Or I, for example, want to completely switch it off. And this will be a great instrument afterwards when all my financial model will be done, so we can easily play with coefficients. We can switch on and off different types of customers, we can switch on and off different types of expenses, and so this is very valuable for scenario play to persuade you that your business idea is stable, profitable enough. If something happens with revenues, if something happens with expenses. So the next story is direct expenses. Inside average check. So this will be a percentage, for example. So for example, it can be this will be percentage format. This is the input, so I'm coloring it with blue. So let's say that the direct expenses will be 30%. 30, 40, 15, 45, and for example 16. Then we calculate how much is 30% out of this value. So direct expenses, dollars per check. So when we are building financial model, we have to think ahead of many processes that you will face when your model is done. So you have to create the interfaces for your inputs, easy to understand, easy to persuade the third parties, investors, bankers, your business partners, yourself finally. So you have to be very simple. So direct expenses will be the basic value will be like this. And we will also have a coefficient to direct expenses. So this is direct expenses coefficient. The basic value, as usually, it is 100%. So the final value of direct expenses final, will be this value multiplied this coefficient. So if we want to take, for example, 50% of the current level, or we would like to see what will happen if we take if we increase the level of direct expenses on 50%. So we can, or for example, we will just want to switch this customer. So we have 0 average check final. We will also have 0 direct expenses final. So this will be for expenses, direct expenses. This will be for average check final. So this is the base for revenues. So now we are done with pricing, we are done with direct expenses, and the next video we will be talking about the amount of customers. So maybe this video was useful for you. You may give us a like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. You can also order financial models from scratch for your unique business ideas. We can help you with that. So see you guys in next videos. Thank you.